Thanks again everybody, hope you all doing really well, and welcome back today to another instalment of City Talk, the series where of course we talk all things Manchester City. A lot of the time when we do this, there tends to be one breaking news story like a transfer or just something major coming out that we're discussing, but today we've actually got four smaller subjects that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the release of the new away kit, which I'm really happy with, but we'll get onto that in a second. We're going to be touching on the US tour that we're halfway through roughly at the moment. We're going to be talking about the new signing of Claudio Gomes, what a lot of people are branding a Wonderkid that we managed to get from PSG. And we're also going to be talking about just the rumour mill in general on who we are looking to bring in the transfer window, which is going a little bit quiet. There's one player in particular that we're going to focus on that we discussed before during City Talk and City related videos. But the first thing that I want to talk about is the new away kit. So yeah, the new away kit was released earlier on this week. We actually wore it in the US tour friendly against Liverpool, which we lost 2-1. We're going to be talking a bit more about that further on in the video. But yeah, the new away kit, I'm a big fan of it. It's got a bit of a retro vibe to it, and to be honest, traditionally I tend to be a bit more of a fan of the away kits and the third kits anyway, but in this one I really do like the design. I mean, compared to the home kit's always going to be pretty standardised. It's going to be always be obviously the blue. There's a slight differentiation this time with the shoulders and the sleeve, what's going on with the home kit. But yeah, away kit, big fan. I'm always a fan of the stripe designs. It's a bit of a throwback to some of the kits that we had in the 90s in terms of stripes. We don't see them too often, but I will say we do like to mix up our away kit game fairly regularly. I mean, we've had the dark blue, as you can see behind me, other side with this Nelson shirt, which I think was an away one, but it could have been a third one actually. We've had the diagonal stripe ones in the past, which we've got in a sort of new champion shirt that was released. But yeah, they do tend to mix up in colours as well. We've had some maroon ones, we've had some white ones, we also had the classic limey yellow striped one. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this kit. It's certainly the one that I'm going to be getting, unless the third kit's really nice. I've not picked a kit for the new season yet, but it was always going to be a decision between the away kit and the third kit. But early signs, big fan of the away kit. The question is, what name to get on the back of the shirt? I'm thinking Sane. Let me know what you think about that, guys, and let me know, of course, your thoughts on the new away kit in the comment section down below. But as we've spoken about that, I think it's only right that we move on, to where that received its debut, which is, of course, the US tour, which, to be honest, so far hasn't gone too great results-wise. We lost 2-1 to Liverpool. For those of you that haven't seen any of the results before that, we obviously played against Borussia Dortmund, where we lost 1-0. So 2 games in, and we are yet to pick up a victory in the pre-season tour, which, you know, obviously you can't read a lot into the pre-season friendlies, and it's a completely different squad than you'll ever see playing in the Premier League. A lot of the youngsters playing, which actually, you know, did really well for the most part. The youngsters really impressed. Obviously, the new signing that we're going to be talking about later on, Claudio Gomes, came on and made his debut in the second half. Harrison, who I believe has been playing in the fullback positions, actually looked really decent as well. And I think, although there's been a lot of question marks on Zinchenko, whether he's going to be going or staying this season, Harrison could potentially be someone that fits in that left back void. Although I would still like us to see, go out there and buy potentially. I mean, I'd like to see us go out there and get an actual left back. We've got Mendy, we've got Delphi, who's pretty accomplished there next season. Maybe Harrison could be that third back up there and do a pretty decent job. He certainly, I'd say, seems a bit more capable defensively. And he bombs forward a fair bit as well. He's still only obviously very young. It's only a pre-season tour, you can't get too carried away. But yeah, a lot of the youngsters are impressing. Mahrez as well, of course, playing his first minutes in a City shirt, and also has been looking very decent. He's played a bit all over the park, sometimes on the left, a bit of the time on the right, and actually a bit of the time in the centre as well, which has been interesting. He actually pulled off some really nice passes in the game against Liverpool. One in particular is set up. I can't remember who the striker was that he played it through to. I want to say it was Nemetra, but I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember, forgive me. But yeah, he played a really nice ball through, but the chance couldn't be taken. And yeah, he's generally pretty comfortable so far in the City shirt. But again, can't read too much into it, because obviously the teammates that he's going to be surrounded with is going to be completely different when the season kicks off. We've got no Aguero, no De Bruyne, no David Silva. Bernardo Silva playing also looked pretty decent as well, and you know, had a solid season last season. So hopefully he can pick up where we left off. But yeah, US tour, disappointing results-wise, but performance-wise, and seeing some of the young kids come through, I don't think it's been too bad at all. Our next game's actually on Sunday against Bayern Munich, so it'll be interesting to see how we get on there. But like I say, results-wise, not great. Performance-wise, not too bad at all. Certainly areas for improvement, and it's, again, once you see the main guys joining up with the team, the Agueros, the De Bruynes, the Silvas, as we mentioned, you're going to see a completely different team, just taking us on to, of course, a completely different level. It's also worth talking about Leroy Sané, actually. His goal against Liverpool, we didn't mention it, we lost 2-1 to Liverpool. The Sané goal was really, really nice. It was a nice bit of work from Bernardo Silva in the middle of the park, but Sané's pace, absolutely electric. New hairstyle, but that has not changed the guy's pace. I'll tell you that right off the bat. Finished it really nicely as well into the corner. So Sané looking sharp. Of course, I think, although I was devastated for him not going to the World Cup with Germany, I don't know how he didn't get in that squad. And, you know, you look how Germany did, you can only say that could have been, you know, he could have changed the game for them, definitely. But it's given him a summer break. Hopefully he's going to come back fresh, and he's looking good. He's looking up for it again. So hopefully we can expect another fantastic season from Sané. One of the players that did make his debut as well in that Liverpool game is the next subject that we're going to be touching upon is Claudio Gomes, a new arrival from PSG, who we actually got on a free transfer. And I can't go out there and say I know anything major about this guy. Well, I do know is PSG were very disappointed to lose him, particularly on a free, and that can hopefully only speak volumes to the guy's talent and potential. I mean, he's well known in the PSG ranks as being someone with a lot of potential. Like I said, they didn't want to let him go, tried to keep hold of him, but he wanted to move to City, whether that was something to do with Guardiola, whether that was just to do with the fact that our youth team, obviously the setup with the City youth team is so fantastic at the moment. I'm not quite sure, but French player plays in the central midfield. I'm aware of that. He's a more defensive-minded central midfielder. A lot of people calling him the next Kante, but come on, you can't get that carried away players this early on. He's only 18, got a big future ahead of him, hopefully, and did make his debut in that game against Liverpool. Came on in the second half and looked fairly accomplished. But again, you can't look too much into these kind of things. But yeah, picks him up on a free transfer. Hopefully he can be somewhat of a coup in the future and someone that we can have stolen away from another European giant, obviously. So be interesting to see how he gets on. I mean, I saw some people when he started saying, you know, maybe this guy can be the guy that replaces Fernandinho this season. Maybe he's going to come in and be rotated with Fernandinho. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think you're going to see him sitting in the under-23 teams, getting some game time under his belt there. Maybe in the Carabao Cup stuff like that, you'll see him playing some games. But I don't expect to see him being too involved with the first team straight away. Obviously, I think that's something that, you know, if it builds upon the potential that everyone says he's got, maybe that's something you'll see in a year or two. But yeah, free transfer. PSG decided to lose him, which can only mean he's got potential, obviously. And yeah, very interesting to see how he gets on. Claudio Gomes, maybe a name for the future. Let's hope so. And the final thing I wanted to touch on really was just another look at the transfers. I did a video not too long ago actually about, it wasn't a CityTalk video so to speak, but I was touching upon some solutions to the fact that we lost out on Jorginho and some potential replacements. We spoke about Pjanic, we're going to touch on again in a second. We spoke about Kovacic that we've been linked to. We touched upon a couple of others. I believe there was Saul Niguez, who was someone that I'd really like to see, maybe Adrian Rabiot from PSG. But yeah, Pjanic is the one that's really come to the forefront. To be honest, the rumour mill, apart from that, has been very quiet. There's been a bit more talk about Joe Hart and where he's going to end up playing. He said he wants to get a permanent move away, which is, you know, pretty understandable. He played a little bit in the pre-season tour, and it's been really strange seeing him in a City kit, which sounds weird to say because he's such a legend at the club for such a long time and #1 goalkeeper for many, many years. Won that first Premier League title. Obviously, big love for Joe Hart from most City fans. In fact, all City fans, I'd say. But it seemed really strange to see him in that kit again in the pre-season games. And although he is still a player, you'd just forget that because he's been out on loan, so, you know, for the last 2-3 years now, I think. So he's angling for a move away permanently. That's something that's not surprising. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I saw Chelsea will be taking a punt on him as a potential replacement for Courtois. I think that's without doubt going to be a downgrade from Courtois, and I can't see that happening, especially after the recent sign Rob Green. I think they're more than likely going to be looking to get someone like Keylor Navas as a replacement there, as like a swap deal for Courtois possibly. But yeah, Joe Hart, someone that deserves that permanent move away to really try and move on with his career, because it's become pretty stagnated, it's fair to say. He's not had a great couple of years, and it'd be nice to see him settle down somewhere and get that #1 shirt on his back and hopefully kick on. But in terms of income, it's like I say. Excuse me, it's still been pretty quiet. Pjanic has been the main talking point. 100 million euros was what's been quoted, which is absolutely insane. But at the same time, when we're linked with Kovacic a bit more strongly, he was rumoured to be about 80 million euros. And I think if you're going to pay 80 million for Kovacic, you may as well pay the 100 for Pjanic, because to me he's a far better player. I mean, if you didn't see that video where I spoke about Pjanic and the other targets, I'll put a link to that in the top corner of your screens now to check it out. I went into a bit more depth on the players, my opinions on them. But yeah, Pjanic is the main player that's been rumoured. 100 million I think would be OTT in terms of transfer fee, but he would certainly be a step up in quality and the kind of player that we need. I've discussed in that video again. He's got passing, his range of passing, and what he could bring to the team. So You know, would it be a player that I'd be excited for? 100% yes. Would I be happy with the fee? Not massively. I think it is very expensive for a player that his age, you know, coming into his prime. Hopefully, maybe he's just past his prime, 28. It's always difficult to say. He should be playing his best football about now. But, you know, long term, could he be a replacement for 100 million? You want someone that's going to be there a long, long time. Could Pjanic do that? Difficult to say. Difficult to say. Obviously, Fernandinho's done it till he's 33, 34. If Pjanic can do that, then yeah, he's worth the money, definitely because of the quality that he's got. But it's going to be interesting. I don't think what you'll see is, excuse me again, bit of a box up throat. Although I think we want Pjanic, I think you'll see us be very hesitant to pay that 100 million euros. I think after haggling so much over Jorginho, I'll be quite surprised to see us go out there and just snap up the 100 million asking price and get Pjanic. So there could potentially be some more alternatives out there. And Dembele from Lyon, another young potential player. I mean, some people are even mentioning Kante from Chelsea. Obviously, no Champions League football, which is something that Kante deserves to have. A fantastic footballer. I don't think for a minute that'll happen. I don't think Chelsea sell to us, but what a signing that'd be. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what midfielder you'd like to see us bring in to sort of rotate or / replace, or perhaps be an understudy to Fernandinho to replace him in the coming years. But that really is going to end off this CityTalk video, guys. Like I said, there's not been one massive subject, just touching upon a few there. Love to hear your thoughts on everything that we discussed in the video, and if you enjoyed that, don't forget, leave a thumbs up on this. Any support is always massively appreciated. And on the City stuff, you guys normally go ham on the likes in the comments, so really do appreciate that. For you guys that are interested in the FIFA content, we will be coming out over the weekend, hopefully, with another predictions video, looking at a couple of other Wonderkids that could be in FIFA 19 career mode. So hopefully you guys look forward to that. I will catch you in that video, which is probably going to be with you on Sunday, guys. So enjoy the start of your weekend. Have a great Friday night, and I'll see you all then. Nidge out.